Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
Holy cow, look, that's a big head right there. He was looking into the future. Good Lord. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben and the oldest man in crypto, Patrick. Welcome, Patrick. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You look good. How's your electrolytes?
They are fine, thank you. So is my hearing. My hearing is fine.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad to hear it. You're looking well. You're looking very well.
I'm feeling well. Yeah.
As you should. All right, guys. I am in El Salvador. Last evening, we had a ceremony to, I guess, elect me as the chairman of the credit union that I just purchased. And also, we also nominated and elected our CEO, Jay, as president and CEO, I think. I don't know.
Chairman, president and chairman?
No, I'm
chairman. He's president and CEO.
President and CEO. Yeah. It's so basically we're all wrapped up. We're all good. It is now mine. We have I am so not good at like organizational structures. You know, it's like, why do we gotta have all this flags and everyone in their, suits and everyone shaking each other's hands and like patting each other on? Let's sign the paperwork and be done with it. But it was a very nice ceremony. And now it's all legal beagle. And today, after this show, I'm heading over and actually doing the final walkthrough for our hotel that I'm buying. And so I was actually telling you off air was El Salvador is in the process of legislation and regulation reconstruction. Think of America after the Civil War, and that's basically what they're doing. And so there was a new regulation that was put into law right in the middle of me actually trying to purchase this hotel, which the regulation is if you purchase a commercial property, you have to have your company in El Salvador for at least 3 years. I don't know. So basically what I had to do was I had to actually find another company with clean taxes for 3 years. And I had to actually purchase that company so I could purchase the hotel. Day, right? Thank God for the government, or else we wouldn't get anything done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what's going on with you We haven't actually talked since your vacation out to California.
Yeah, we were day after Labor Day. We headed out to Palm Springs.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Well, it wasn't hot enough here, so we went there, and it was funny because St. Louis was warm, but it wasn't it's normal end of August, beginning of September kind of heat. And we went out there, and it was 105 pretty regularly, and then came home, and what was in the 70s here in St. Louis has migrated into the 90s. So yeah.
Good old St. Louis.
No, we did not stay at Frank Sinatra's house, although we drove around the neighborhood. Somebody asked me if we did. That's an expensive venture. Buddy of mine went to a wedding reception there. He had a pool shaped like a piano. Oh, yeah. Bunch of houses out back. Real interesting neighborhood. I think it's right off of Frank Sinatra Drive.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I love that area, the feel, the vibe of it. Palm Springs, Palm Desert. Although Palm Springs is starting to change a little bit. It's going left. It's going left, baby. But
and if it's all right with you, which I know it is, I'd like to actually take a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk.
Absolutely.
We lost one hell of a good man.
We certainly did.
So if everyone would actually take a moment of prayer for Charlie. Okay, I appreciate you guys actually doing that with us. I was actually going to announce this probably next week. I was actually going to be on his show next month. Pat and I have friends out in Scottsdale who own a restaurant out there, and Charlie was a regular. It was like his favorite restaurant. So our friend had hooked me up with Charlie and his team, and I was actually going to go on his show next month. And unfortunately, what happened, and I don't even know what you say about it, because as I watched it, I literally thought, boy, this is a new low, and I also thought this is this generation's like Martin Luther King, and it, because he had such a presence and he was effective. That's why they actually took him out. If he wasn't effective, they wouldn't have worried about him. What are your views on this, Patrick?
I have a number of them, but I have settled on I don't have enough information at this point to prognosticate what the real reason was behind it. I mean, I could speculate, but I'd be blowing smoke. The one thing that I find a little disconcerting in this is they have images of the suspected gunman coming off of the building, etc. And they're saying it was a bolt-action rifle. There was no rifle visible.
Nope.
If it was a breakdown, I seriously have concerns about the accuracy of a breakdown rifle over 100 yards. There's a lot of things that have gone sideways here, and George Webb has had a couple of shows on here and has thrown a lot of dust into the air with respect to ownership of this and a number of other things. And there are a number of other folks too that have raised some questionable premises. The one thing that I think we can all agree on is demonization of Charlie Kirk is absolutely out. There is no grounds for that. There's no basis for it. I've seen the reference of Nazi. I've seen a couple of other things. And he was a guy that would agree to disagree, and he would back up his positions wholeheartedly with facts, not emotions, and give you the opportunity to do the same thing. If he was what they claimed he was, a Nazi, a fascist, he would have shut down your ability to engage in a conversation and present your side of things. So I think that in and of itself, one, counters any notion that he was a fascist. Two, actually supports the notion that he was open to dialogue. And as an American citizen and a believer of the First Amendment, he supported it wholeheartedly. So I think that's my big takeaway here is people immediately go to the demonization of somebody like this just because they didn't agree with his position. And it's a dangerous slope to be on. And so I think we have to back off of the return, our counter with violence in our position and our heart going to a dark place. I don't think we can do that. I think that's unsustainable.
I completely agree with you all. Because what I have seen after the assassination, because that's what it was an assassination. Unlike those on the left, we are not having riots. We are not burning down good quality quick trips in St. Louis, which I hold absolutely appalling. I mean, if you're going to burn down anything, burn down a 7-Eleven, leave the quick trips alone.
Because the coffee at 7-Eleven is not as good as it used to be.
That's amen, brother. They went downhill quick. And all I have seen is people out there, they are praying, they are uniting, they look at it as, okay, we need to work harder to actually show our faith. That's what I'm seeing is this because love him or hate him, you have to respect how honest he was in his religion. And he was an avid follower of Jesus Christ, unapologetic, really probably educated so much of the youth on Christ and the Bible and religion in general. And I think he actually made it okay for a lot of the younger generation to touch what they saw as, you don't want to talk about religion, you'll be one of those religious people. And he actually said, no, it's okay. You should look into it and see what we're actually talking about. And his argument was so articulate and so grounded in truth and reality that it was hard to argue against him. That's why he loved to argue, right? Because he very rarely lost an argument.
I agree with that. I'd agree with that.
And I honestly think, and this is just what I think if there wasn't a religious aspect to him, I do not think he would have been shot. Because I think that we're at war with evil.
Oh, yeah, there's no question about that. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and we had an announcement this morning from Trump on Fox News that they have the suspect in custody, and his own dad actually turned him in.
Really?
Yep. Which, to tell you the truth, so would I. I love my children, but if that was my son, I would absolutely turn them in, because it's right is right is wrong, and wrong is wrong.
Yeah, well, that's very true. And, you know, I think most of us live by the mantra of bring no shame when it comes to your family.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is, so we'll see. And I'm like you, probably a little bit more radical in like jumping to a conclusion. You know me, I have no problem jumping as fast as I can jump. But I think we are going to see a very, very well processed case, because there ain't going to be any sloppiness. There ain't going to be any. And I think they are going to let out information very openly. They want this very transparent. Hey, this is why we think this is our guy. And they're actually going to lay it out. And the question is this is such a worldwide event, especially American event. How do you get a jury who is?
Oh, well, yeah. You're going to be dealing with a tainted pool no matter where this takes place.
Yeah, especially if it happens in Arizona or in Utah, because that's where the crime happened. I'm assuming that's where it will happen.
It depends on if he could end up being charged both in the state of Utah and federally.
Yeah. Are you aware of how that works? Who has, I guess you call it, jurisdiction?
Well, the state will take first shot.
I think that's all it's going to take is one shot, because Utah has a death penalty.
No, they do, and firing squad is one of their answers. They have. I think they have first claim, and then the feds come through with an opportunity to also present charges, go through a grand jury, get an indictment, and then pursue prosecution if they need to. Now, and that's only going to happen if, for some reason, things go sideways in the state case, and I don't think that that's going to happen. I think, to your point, they have things already well under control. The governor is a no BS guy,
Yes.
So I don't think they're going to run into a need to use any federal charges there. The question becomes going down the rabbit hole as to how this whole thing was fomented and how the plan came together. It was not sloppy.
No, that's a question. You are a Second Amendment supporter.
Mm-hmm.
You are you know your history of World War I, World War II, and others. And you are also an ex-officer, shall we say. And when you look at what you've seen so far, this was a one-shot, one-kill, approximately from about 200 yards away. That would require a scope, and also what I think is most relevant here, the average person, let's say even a whacker, you'd be nervous. You'd be handshaking, unless you were some training in this. Like, this isn't someone who went and got a gun, went to the range a couple times, you know. No, this was someone, I think it was probably ex-military, and ex-military who joined the military during the Joe Biden era for an agenda to change the military. That's how I view it. I could absolutely be wrong on this, but that's not an impossible shot. But if you're not mentally, I mean, you and I, we have gone friggin' deer hunting. If you get a big buck right in front of you, you're sweating your ass off. You're like, oh. Yeah. If you're shooting at a person that you know your goal is to assassinate a human life, I can't really see you not breaking a sweat and just absolutely, nerve-wracked with what you're about to do.
Yeah. To your point, though, that if you've been in the killing fields, and if you've been dehumanized as a result of ending other people's lives, it's just another assignment, right?
Yep.
I don't disagree with your assertion of when this guy went in. There had to have been some military training, and I've heard speculation that he may have gone over to Ukraine and become a student of their sniper school.
Really?
That's speculation, and
Yeah.
that's one of many things that I've heard. I don't.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there. It would support the theory that you just presented, that this guy was capable of taking a shot at 300 yards or 200 yards without an elevated heart rate, dramatically elevated heart rate. And I beyond that, it's all a wild ass guess.
Absolutely. And
All a wild ass guess.
but what I do feel very confident in is this will be by the book. I think the FBI, the Secret Service, whoever else is involved, DOJ. I think this is going to be by the book. I mean, they're going to read every sentence and go, how do we prosecute this guy? And that way, there is I see this as, and I don't even know, you can't, is there really an example of, well, it wouldn't be Lee Harvey Oswald because he's, done. It wouldn't be the guy who shot Martin Luther King.
James Earl Ray.
Yeah. I just wonder how this is going to roll out, and it's just, we are officially in a new era. I think that was such a, and I guess I just have to say it, a turning point, which was his organization in American history. This was the shot heard around the world for the American cultural revolution, I think. Because I don't see how this doesn't change us as a society. Because this was obviously an execution and assassination of a non-elected, very prominent, like it's, and I'm with you. I hope this does not lead to someone on our side just saying hell with it and fucking plugging people. That's not the answer yet. We have to react with love for his family and react in a form of justice. Now, if this wasn't if we didn't have President Trump, I don't know if my answer would be the same.
Well, first of all, this wouldn't have happened if we didn't have President Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie was responsible for delivering a significant number of votes from the youth that would never have been there had he not addressed the outright lies and misinformation that were being pushed from the left in any number of categories. I don't think that this would have happened. But now that we do have Trump, what we're actually seeing is a continuation of more acts of violence against conservatives. I don't know that this is going to be an inflection point for society. I think it's just going to be another event that's taken place where conservatives were at the lousy end of the deal. And it's going to be glossed over.
If it is, then our society is gone. It's if we have an event like this and it actually doesn't fundamentally shift us into a new spectrum, then we're already lost. Because this, just seeing the reaction, I think that we aren't going to let this go. And I think this is actually going to change. And something else I've seen, which I am so happy to see, you have people like him or hate him, it doesn't matter. You have Alex Jones. You have that Jewish guy, God, what's his name? Like a no, I can't remember his name, but we have so many public people
Ben Shapiro,
who are announcing they are going on college tours. So if their goal was to shut the right up, I think this absolutely failed, because now more, I mean, I think Candace Owens actually said she would hit universities, hit colleges. It was like, and I don't remember who said it. They basically said they think that they silenced one person. No, they just created a million more voices.
well, there was somebody in the chat who had said that their daughter goes to St. Ambrose University in Iowa, and the student population is devastated by this, and they're devastated across the country because of what Charlie did to open students' eyes to the truth. And this action has unleashed a tidal wave, I think, of newly informed and educated young people, that's where the real battleground is with young Americans, and with Shapiro saying he's going to campuses, and Candace Owens saying that she's going there, and the rest of them. I think it's going to, the left's going to have no choice, and they're going to go broke, because they're going to have to be funding these protests that go on these college campuses in order to try to fight this effort. And it's, the more you try to suppress, the further the voice carries. So,
yeah, and Trump announced this morning that they are looking into RICO charges against George Soros.
Soros is one. There's another cat. I can't remember his name.
Is he out in California? I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, his last name begins with an S. Bald guy.
Yep.
His wife is a significant figure in the left also. Anyway, he's funding a lot of these protest groups as well. But yeah, that's a great avenue to take,
Chop the head off of the snake, and there goes the fucking body. Because without the money, they can't do it. And the thing is they have given money to organizations that were to riot. That was their agenda, was riot. So if I actually paid you to head out and set fire to someone's house, you're not the only guilty party. I am, because I actually put in motion your agenda. And that is, I think, and everything. What are your views on RFK? Have you looked at what he's really been putting out lately?
I've seen some things. I'm behind him.
Oh yeah,
I'm behind him, no question. Yeah, and the fact that he's so inflamed, the entrenched in the medical and pharma industries, means that he's saying the right stuff and doing the right things.
Yep. Yeah. I think that America is going to have something like a Nuremberg trial. maybe several of them, because they announced yesterday that they will be charging or are looking to charge Biden's head of I think it was Border Patrol with treason. All right.
Who was that? I guess because he just left the keys in the gate and the door open. I mean, I don't think there was one.
Yeah, I don't think there was somebody supervising it.
Because the czar never showed up on the border.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, Mayorkas. Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's huge, especially if they charge him with treason, because that means it was actually part of an agendic structure. And I think this all leads to Obama and Soros.
Oh,
yeah.
Hell you say?
Well, hey, we have precedents for arresting an ex-president. Just saying. If they can arrest Trump on some horseshit real estate deal, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I think we need that. I've heard a lot of people say, I don't think Trump should arrest anybody. And my argument is, maybe we should have just let Hitler and all that shit just kind of drop, be like, yeah, we know. It happens, So Chairman Mao, Stalin.
60 million people. What's 60 million people?
I mean, we don't really want to set a bad. We don't want to set a bad precedent of actually prosecuting murderers. We don't want to do that. That'd be bad politically. No, and I think the next 3 years, and I hate to say this, but I think it's true. I think the left is going to get more violent because they don't have any other place to go, because their back is up against a legal wall and a cultural wall. So
I'd agree with that. Yeah. Yeah, and there's a nothing to lose mentality.
Yeah, it's hey.
Well, if we look at the things that they've been involved with up till now, it's just a mere progression. It's just one more degree.
This is just, it's time to put on this hat, and it's but this actually leads into, and thank everyone for working with us to reach this point. This leads us to cryptos and Bitcoin. Here in El Salvador, I don't know if you guys saw what the El Presidente of El Salvador posted the other day. And it only said, buckle up, Buttercup. All right.
I love this guy.
This is from El Presidente.
Yeah.
He's known for one-liners, right?
Oh, yeah.
From what I've heard here in El Salvador, and from a few friends over in Asia, and actually a few friends over in the UK, is it's uptime. And it's uptime where we're reaching the point where the big boys are now going after as much friggin' big. Well, we had the announcement a couple of days ago that UAE, is that what it's called?
Yes.
Oh,
United Arab Emirates.
yes, that they are several countries in that group are officially, they are buying Bitcoin. And we have had that confirmed by Eric Trump at a speech he actually did at the Bitcoin conference over in Asia. And he flat out said, there are now nation states in the Middle East and soon to be others that are actively purchasing, buying large amounts of Bitcoin. We are reaching the point where the actual buy wall is gonna just eat up the sell wall, because a lot of the whales sold what they're willing to sell to achieve the life that they want now. And a lot of these whales, it's like, oh, they're selling 80, there's, oh my God, they're selling 80,000 Bitcoin. That's amazing. If you have 400,000 Bitcoin and you're selling 80, it's just because there are people who own that much. I'm talking early birds. I mean, early, like, had email exchanges with Satoshi early birds. And it's when El Presidente says, hey guys, fucking buckle up, buttercup. It's him basically saying it is go time. And that's, I think, for until year end, I think we are going up. I think by year end, we're probably at, I think you will be proven right. We'll probably be at about 150, 160, maybe 175. I'm being conservative with what I'm hearing from friends.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I would agree with that.
Are you muted?
I shouldn't be. Am I? Can you guys?
Oh,
The host has unmuted your mic.
oh, everyone hears him except me. Okay, that's cool. Okay, well, then it's me.
Thanks, Joshua.
I'm going to pretend like I can hear him, because for those of you who don't know, I can read lips as long as you're saying fuck you. So like, Patrick, if you agree with me, just say fuck you, and I got it. We are entering into a very relevant and very important area of our journey with Bitcoin. Really, cryptos in general, because the amount of volume that is coming in over the exchanges and over the counter, because we remember, price is set at the exchanges, not at the over the counters. But what we have going on now is the over the counters are now in BlackRock. BlackRock is going to have to really lay in on Coinbase Pro on accumulating. And Also, Gemini just announced a partnership with NASDAQ. Now, from what I hear, because remember the SEC said that it is now okay for NASDAQ to offer spot Bitcoin on their exchange, because that's what NASDAQ is an exchange. It's basically like the old world friggin' Coinbase. Well, they want in on this action. So they have actually partnered with Gemini. Yes, and it's all going on the blockchain. Yes. They're using Ethereum, also Solana. And also Cardano. So it's because what they're setting up is it's not going to matter if you hold Cardano or ETH, or if you hold Bitcoin, or if you hold Solana. All of these representations of value and shares, all of these will actually be swappable across chains. That's actually called cross chain exchange, I think, or something like that. And this is such an important what about Litecoin? Don't worry about Litecoin. Litecoin will be fine, folks, because
You talk about interoperability.
yeah, it is just like Bitcoin. It is a decentralized blockchain. Now, think about this. Look at what's going on with the war right now, and I'm calling it a war because it is against core, and it is against a project called NOTS. Once there are enough validators and miners moving over to NOTS, that will block a lot of what they call spam on actual Bitcoin, on the base layer. What's next? What is the next most reliable decentralized chain out there? Litecoin. Litecoin has more exchange value than or exchange activity than Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana. It is the most active chain out there. And we're so early. I know, I know that we're early. I know it seems like we're not, because a lot of us have actually been in it for 8 and 9 years now. We're early, folks. We were the first 1%.
And we're crazy.
When Patrick and I actually got into this, in America, there was probably, I'd say, 500,000 people involved in cryptos, if that. And now I think it's over 48% of Americans own cryptos or actual Bitcoin in one way or another. And remember, Trump just signed an executive order that the Bitcoin can now be purchased by 401ks. That's a whole different world, folks. That's a whole different world. And held in your 401k. So all of the 401k offering places, they're setting that up now. And we're just at the beginning, folks. And the reason that we're so an example of how early we are, a lot of us were here way before BlackRock, even before friggin' Michael Saylor, who is now viewed as an OG. Right? And he's not going to quit buying Bitcoin. And look at everyone else who's like, we are launching a treasury company, or we're holding our reserves in actual Bitcoin. Word on the street is that Walmart will be jumping into the Bitcoin sometime this quarter quietly. They're not going to announce it. They're just going to do it. Because why would you hype it up before you buy it?
They've been using blockchain for years now. Years. Yeah.
Nah, XRP has a better blocks chain. Oh, hey, Papa Joe. Love you all and miss every one of you. And Patrick, we should chat soon. Things are about to become huge. I have to drop another call. I'll fish listening. That call. Have a blessed day. You too. You also, Papa Joe. Love you, brother. Yeah, it's and look, if you like XRP, that's fine. Right? I have nothing against XRP. I don't like Ripple. That's it. Why would I hate a blockchain? That doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh God, I hate that refrigerator over there. You know, that doesn't make any sense. I don't like Ripple as an organization, and they proved me right when the dipshits gave a bunch of money to fucking Camel Toe. And hey, if that's who you support, go right for it, big guy. Because Ripple is not decentralized. XRP is not decentralized. Look, you can say, oh, it is. It's got validators. Yeah, all 21 of them, motherfucker.
30.
30. Decentralized.
They got 30 now.
Whatever. Yeah. That's the equivalent of saying McDonald's is decentralized because they got a lot of locations. Really? Because they definitely got a fucking headquarters. Yeah, this is a movement towards freedom and decentralization. Will XRP rise in price? Absolutely. The fucking lutely. I'm not saying it won't. What I am saying is it won't be my fucking money. Right? I'm not going to invest and contribute to Ripple, because that's what it is. Because remember, retail sets the price of XRP. So all you're doing, and do you think all of these relationships Ripple has, do you think they're going to some exchange and say, well, we better buy it? You know, we're going to buy it on the exchange. No, they're going to Ripple. Hey, Ripple, yeah, I know you hold like 50 or 60% of the supply. We'd like to purchase some. Oh, absolutely. Here, let us go out and actually do a few interviews and hype the price up. Then we'll sell it to you. Right? You don't see Satoshi Nakamoto out there going, hey, buy Bitcoin. We're moving into a decentralized world. And Ripple there will be organizations that temporarily run on XRP and use Ripple. It's what happened to the internet when everyone thought intranets were the big deal. Oh, we're going to have we'll have our own intranet. Really? So your janitor gets to fucking communicate with your CEO? Way to go. Until they realize, nope, we have to enter into the decentralized. Because that's the only way you actually have trust, is if you have a decentralized internet. That's why we have a Google Web, which is the 3% they allow you to go to. And you have the rest of the web, which they call the dark web or the deep web or the oogly boogly web. Yeah, don't go there. There's a lot of freedom there. Oh, man, watch out. You might be hit by some freedom. Yeah. It's we are moving, and I see it in El Salvador, guys. We are moving into a decentralized exchange of information and value. And we haven't even friggin' talked about AI yet. That's a whole nother fucking topic. The Lightning organization is working with AI companies on implementing Lightning into the AI platforms. And so is Elon Musk with Tesla. I mean, it's we're here. And when I say we're here, I mean, we just hopped off of the fucking Mayflower and we're on Plymouth Rock and we have about 1.5 houses built. That's where we're at right now. In the grand scheme of the future of this technology, we have a couple of houses actually built right by Plymouth Rock. That's the analogy of how much more room we have to expand this technology and use cases. I guarantee there will be technology available within a year that none of us saw coming. None of us. And it will blow your mind, and it'll blow my mind, and me and Patrick, you know, hopefully he's still around, and I haven't slipped shoes on him in his casket yet. But
jetpacks. I want jetpacks.
This is where this is all actually going to, and we're just at the beginning. Patrick, you have you have a CALIX Solutions call here in about an hour. Would you let everyone know what we are offering at CALIX Solutions and how to join the call.
Sure. For folks who have our laptops, you would go to the portal, and we have CALIX Cyber Suite is one of the nav spots on there. You would click that and go get a subscription. You have to have one of our laptops, either the crypto laptop or the Liberty laptop. All of them come in PC or Mac flavors. But that's how you end up getting involved in the call. It's a weekly. We do it live, and then there's archives. And in the archive, you can go back and look at all of the other shows available. Today, we're going to be talking, there's a couple of things that we have going on in terms of code that's being slipped in terms of malware through open source. We got some rabbit holes to go down in terms of some thefts in Canada, some supply chain breaches. There's a number of other things too. There's an Ethereum hack that's taken place. Want to talk about that, as well as the BitThumb exchange is going to compensate some folks for some shutdown time. And some of you who are outside of the United States and Canada may have experienced that. So I wanted to let you know that that's going on. And then talk about, this is an interesting topic, the use of quantum computers that could be used to bring back lost Bitcoin. So yeah, that's an interesting conversation. So anyway, that's going to take place on today's show. So yeah.
Are we good?
We're good.
Because I can't hear a thing.
I'm sorry.
Boy, now I really do feel like Patrick.
Yeah, we're good. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone, have a great day. And I will see you guys on Monday. And Patrick, I will see you next Wednesday, because I don't think you're on vacation, and I don't think I'm traveling out of the country. So we will actually be able to do our regularly scheduled Wednesday shows.
Correct. Yes.
Awesome. I love you, Patrick. And I will see you soon, brother. And I love everyone else. And everyone have a great day. And remember, it's Friday. You know what that means. Yesterday was Thursday. That's right. Okay.
All right. Patrick,
when I'm up there, which should be here in a few weeks, Margarita's at that same place.
Sure. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. All right, everybody.
Have a great day.
Take care.
Love you, brother. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.